Hi, so we're here to put the car on this twin post lift that is asymmetrical in design, which means that what we're trying to do is have the weight of the car balanced within these two posts. And as I drove up, I opened the door and we could see that leaving the door wide open with an asymmetrical lift allows us to get in and out without any problems with the hoist. The only thing that we have to worry about is making sure that the car is centered, balanced, and we're on something stable to hold the vehicle. With these arms, as I go back behind, we need to make sure that the pads are either going to be, like on this car, a pinch weld design, so we have to get the pads down low underneath it or way down inside for the frame to attach to. The rear arm we want to extend as far as possible to get as wide a base for the car to go up on as we can. So at this point we'll go over and turn on and raise the vehicle. So once we get the arms on that side and we get them placed underneath on this side also, the power control to make it go up is this button here, and this arm right here will release the hydraulic pressure as we raise the car up in the air. The thing that we need to be sure of is that once we get the wheels off the ground, we have to check it so that if it falls, we want it to fall from about 4 inches versus 6 feet up in the air. So once we get all 4 wheels off the ground, we just want to come here and just give it a little bounce, make sure that it's stable. And once it's stable, then all we have to do is make sure that our locks on safety on this side are in place and the locks on the other side are in place, so that as we go up, it won't fall and hurt anybody. Some of our students wonder about if they have a tall vehicle, whether it'll hit the bar on top, and there is a safety device there, so if the car goes high enough, it'll hit the top of the bar and it will stop the operation of it. So let's go up the rest of the way. And that squealing sound was the hydraulics reaching their maximum height. At this point, we'll want to release some of the pressure so that the car will come down on the stops and not be held up by hydraulics. So once this happens, when you push this down, don't just slam it down. Push gently on the handle or pull gently on the handle and it'll drop the vehicle down. And now it's on hydraulics, are out of the picture, and it's on these lock stops so that we can now look under the vehicle and make sure that what we've got here is safe and we can walk under it. And now it's safe to be worked on and inspected and do whatever we need to do. Once we know that the vehicle is secure and down on the lock stops, we can then walk safely underneath the car and work on it, do whatever we need to do. What I wanted to show you here was 2 of the possible or 3 possible locations where you could put the arms to safely raise the vehicle. One is this pinch weld that goes and follows all the way along the body of a unibody vehicle. Another place that is acceptable is right here on this frame member that would be good for this vehicle to lift on. On the rear, the only place that we can attach it is back here on this pinch weld to safely work on it on this vehicle. If you're going to put a jack under it with jack stands, you can actually jack right here on this arm or underneath on this frame piece, as well as back here where we've attached the lift onto the car to raise it safely. Once you get ready to get the vehicle down off from the hoist, because it's now sitting on the locks, we need to make sure that we get the locks unlocked from the hydraulics. And what we have to do is just raise the vehicle again. And once it's raised, we're going to undo the lock on both sides, and then we can slowly allow the vehicle to hydraulically come down. And as this is going down, we need to make sure and watch that we're not going to come down on anything. Always looking around, make sure no one's walking behind, no one is anywhere near to have any injury that would come to them. And then we wait. Once it gets to the ground and on the floor, we need to put both of the arms in a swept back position so that we can get our next vehicle on, get this vehicle off and our next vehicle on without having to work with the arms. So all we have to do on the front is just give it a little kick back and the rear slides back, and then we'll do the same thing to the other side, and then we can get the vehicle off.